What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Real Christian Show. My name is Ben Petch, and I'm your host. And we got some good things in the Real Christian Show. We've been posting a lot of content. You guys do know that we have 4 formats of the show. We do interviews every single week. We interview good people, guys and girls that I do believe they're a good example in society, and we need to hear their story. We do some real talk about entrepreneurship, personal brand. I've been doing a lot of them. It's been really fun. Then we do talking about politics, current events. Phil Lyman, former governor, almost former governor of Utah, and we've talked about a lot of cool things. We're actually going to bring that back in the next couple of weeks with him. And then the last thing that we do is Q&A, so you guys can submit your questions directly to my personal Instagram or just to the comments on the show. And one of the reasons why we started this, if you guys know, last year I got banned on Instagram for like 4 days because I was talking about something that happened in the Olympics, and which I think it was so stupid. Anyway, they shut my account down, and I was so pissed. And I realized that God wanted me to start a platform that we can just speak unapologetic and about certain topics and things, especially men don't have the balls or the backbone to speak on. And that's what's called the Real Christian, to bring back some leadership, real men, real Christianity, and people that have a story and have an opinion want to speak on it. So, anyways, guys, today we're gonna have a good show, good conversation with a really good dude. My brother and friend Iyaji, how you doing, bro?
No, I'm doing blessed, bro. I feel
You doing
great,
blessed?
alive. Yeah, yourself?
Doing amazing, dude. A lot of moves, a lot of miracles, a lot of cool stuff. I haven't seen you in a fat minute, bro.
Fat minute, bro. It's been what, three months,
Three
four
months. You
months.
still selling?
Still selling, man.
Yeah,
Going back
that's good.
tomorrow. Start the solar blitz tomorrow. So
Are you? Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
how's uh
So,
how's Utah?
oh, dude, phenomenal, phenomenal. I just came back from northern Utah. I've been
Mhm.
going to northern Utah like every other weekend. My family's there, but I'm doing like a lot of business stuff with one of my friends down there to bring to St. George. So it's been fun. I'm going to
That's
Texas
dope.
in a couple of weeks from now. So I'm always in Texas too. I go to Texas like once a month.
Really, bro?
I
You
ha-
never hit the boy. You never hit me up or hit us up.
Hey, bro, I thought you were mad with me, bro. My girlfriend lives in Texas.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, you do have a girl.
Yeah, bro, I'm
How's
taking.
that been going?
So,
Well, taken
ah,
man,
dude, it's
huh?
been fun. It's been fun.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful, and I think it just brings a lot of meaning into my life for sure. And we'll talk about this stuff right now since we're talking about it. I think I needed to change a lot. I think a lot of guys they talk about like getting a relationship and stuff, and they want all these different things. But for me, dude, I realized last year, and a lot of people know, dude, I was making so many dumb decisions and stuff. I was very lustful, just playing girls left and right and stuff. And it wasn't until in November, December I lost everything, dude. And I do feel that God kind of like cut me down and corrected me. And I'm like, dude, I need to become more serious about just dating and stop playing around. Realized that I had a lot of walls. And this year I've done so much work to be a partner that can connect, that people can connect with, especially a girl. And I had to tear all those walls down, dude, because I have so much trust issues, and I had an issue with women, trusting women in general. And I do believe once they fixed that, I know I was able to overcome it, and I'm still working on it. But the right person came into my life, like this. Like I attracted this girl like so fast once I opened space for somebody in my heart. It was a tough thing to do. So I want to talk about this stuff with you now that we're talking about it. Uh, can you relate to something like that? I'm pretty sure you've gone through something similar.
Yeah, bro. I want to say I'm happy for you, dog. Because I think I did see the social media you posted about a girl, and I'm like, wow, the man's in a relationship. That's dope, right? And knowing your values and knowing how you are, it was dope to see that you found someone you connected with on the level that you could
Yeah,
relate, and they were
yeah,
also on the same path as you. Because I do believe that in this generation, it is hard to find someone you really do align with, especially if you're on the path like yourself, where you know you're deeper in your faith, you're
fully.
deeper in your mission, your purpose. And a lot of women, these days, and even guys, I don't believe a lot of men understand the value of being on your mission. You know what I'm saying? And most of the times in relationships, if you're working like how we are entrepreneurs, it's a one-sided battle. Sometimes people don't understand why you're working so hard, and so they'll be shame you or tell you to stop working so much, and then it makes you lose and fall off your purpose if you are a weak man. So I feel like it's dope to see that you found someone who knows what you're doing, understands, and not questioning why are you working so hard,
Yeah.
and you guys are aligning. I think like that's a very healthy thing that all men should strive to have, a partner that understands why they're grinding so hard, and
Dude,
also.
it's the coolest thing in the world. And I remember there's this video that I posted about Alex Hermosi, and he got like 15 million views. It was sick. And he talks about when he was at the like living with his wife, and he was like so broke and doing all these launches and stuff, but didn't work out. And he told his wife like, "Hey, dude, like you can leave me, and like we're cool. Like I'm a sinking ship. I have nothing to offer." And that's when he talked about that she pulled him over, like got close to him, and she was like, "Dude, I'm gonna stay with you. I will sleep under a bridge if it came to that. Like we're sticking together." And I don't know if you know that clip that I'm talking about.
I know the clip. I think
Yeah.
I did just see that a couple days ago, but I know the clip
All
you're
right.
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. And dude, it's cool because like at least for me, man, like entrepreneurship life, a lot of people listen to stuff. They're kind of like a similar mindset, and that's all like a lot of what men want, like just a true supporter, a true partner. And I remember, dude, a couple months ago, bro, I live my life by faith. I make so many like irrational decisions,
Hmm.
not based on emotion nor logic, just my gut. I just follow my gut and just full send. And I've always made decisions like that, and it works out all the time. But it's very just I take a lot of risk. And I remember, dude, I was just like one of those days. Finances were kind of trashy. I was like, how the flip am I gonna do it? And we're running like a new marketing campaign, spending thousands of dollars on it. And dude, I was so depressed. I stopped training MMA, and I was already super tired, and I was just super overwhelmed, bro. I started just bawling my eyes out because I didn't see like the light at the end of the tunnel. And I
Hmm.
remember I'm like, I gotta call my girlfriend, dude, because like it's important for me to for her to see this type of stuff in my life. I don't want to hide it. I think a lot of men do, and I'm like, I want to be able to for her to see this side. So I called her and like, dude, I was bawling like a kid, and I just told her, I'm like, babe, I'm a sinking ship. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I can't even provide for myself right now. I don't know how I'm gonna do this or do that. And I was just bawling, and dude, it was a cool. It was like my mini Alex Hermosi
Hmm.
scene. Like, she just looked at me and she was like, Ben, like, I don't care what you drive. I don't care what you do. I'm with you. I fell in love with the first guy I met. It was you. That first version of yourself. You just keep getting better, but I want you. I don't care what you have, what you don't have. Like, you're enough for me. And dude, it was such a cool moment. And
Wow.
I think a lot of guys do want that stuff. I really believe that. Now, I do believe this is the other problem that I want to talk to you about to see what you think. I do believe a lot of guys, they're not the men
Hmm.
that's, I don't want to say worthy, but has become the type of partner that the woman can be like, I believe in you. You're doing the work. I see you. I'm willing to stick with you. And I think a lot of guys, they haven't become that men that deserve somebody like that too. That can provide and protect for a woman, and that has the vision that their girl can be like, dude, I'll follow you because I know where you're going, and we'll stick together. I think a lot of guys don't become that men either, and they still
Yep.
like complain all the time why they don't have the type of partner they want. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. I feel like, again, becoming the man, because I'm not sure if you read the book, The Way of the Superior Man.
I have it. I haven't read it. I bought it a couple of weeks ago. I just haven't read it.
Okay, bro, yeah. I recommend that book to any man, every man, doesn't matter how old you are, because it literally is a guide to a man's life and how he's supposed to operate as a man. But I do agree with you. Most men, they want the relationship before becoming the man. And it
Yeah.
goes back to the laws of attraction, bro. It's like you can't get what you aren't already. You're gonna
Yeah.
continue getting what you already are. And so it happened to me as well, bro. Like when I went back on my old YouTube videos, and there was some girls that I used to make videos with, but they were on a higher level than me, right? And I couldn't understand why I couldn't maintain the relationship with these girls, or yet alone, keep them in my life. And a lot of it was because I just wasn't that man yet. Like I just wasn't that guy. You know, I was
What were you
actually
liking at the
repelling.
time?
You said what?
What were you liking at the time?
I was very, for example, I was seeking validation a lot. And for me to feel happy or feel good or express myself like how I normally am, I didn't have a voice for myself really. I was kind of just, if I'm around certain people, I'm mimicking their energy. So I didn't
I
really
did
have,
see you posted a
my,
video about it. Yeah.
yeah. And so it took me a while to break out of that and become and figure out my own values and be able to be cool with myself, not need a girl, right? Because
So
until I feel like yeah, go ahead.
no, no, keep talking. I'll be interrupting you all the time, dude.
No,
Like I
that's
do,
good. That's good.
I
What?
just
Yeah,
don't want
yeah,
to lose the idea. So
yeah.
you weren't comfortable in your own skin. You weren't proud about something. Like what was the thing?
It's
What
a
was
lot
the
of
thing for you?
things. It's a lot of things, bro. And honestly, to be real with you, like I don't want to have it make it seem like I've figured it all out. I'm
Fully.
still crafting, right?
We never
Um,
do, dude. Nobody has to figure it out. Like we're trying to figure it out. I think that's the most important
right.
thing.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, the biggest thing was seeking validation, not really having true confidence. Always needing someone else to make myself feel good about myself, or even if it's not a girl, whether it be a man or a friend or parents, I always needed somebody else. And what I had found out, I do recommend that people utilize ChatGPT a little bit more because it can help you a lot.
I love AI. It's the coolest thing
It's
ever.
crazy. It's crazy, right? I mean, it literally. I literally told my story to AI, ChatGPT, for like an hour, who I am, my struggles, and everything, and it told me why I act the way I act, why I, you know, am always seeking validation. So it gave me the blueprint to fix these things that were hardwired for me from way back when I was younger, right?
So was this recent?
This was recent finding this out, but I'm saying
Really?
I recently. I mean, for the last, so ever since I got into solar, I've been fine. Like I haven't been dealing with this thing, right? I haven't been dealing with like how I used to. Like I was really struggling with this more so 2020 is when it really was bad. 2020, 2021. When I first even started my page, I was still seeking validation, whether it be from likes, whether it be from comments, whether it be from followers, whether it be from people coming to me in person. If I didn't get those triggers of I'm doing good, I felt terrible. I felt like
Okay, but
shit.
why though? That's my question. Why? Like you didn't look good. You thought you were ugly. Freaking, you didn't have game. Like you weren't doing bad stuff that made you feel bad about yourself. It
Yeah,
came from like your childhood. Like what was the thing causing you that?
right. It's a few things. So the biggest thing was, yeah, I did struggle with game with women, right? I
Okay.
struggled with my self perception, myself, and I struggled with, yeah, that's the biggest thing. And it all stemmed from my childhood. My This isn't any disrespect. I love my dad and everything, but he wasn't there for a very important part of my life, which was high school, sophomore year, freshman year, junior year, right? Even through high school, I was an athlete. I played ball, I played football, track, but I didn't have my dad at the games. I didn't have my
Are your
dad.
parents together?
They're still together, yeah.
Okay. So
But,
he just wasn't present with you.
huh?
He just wasn't present.
He just wasn't present as much as he should have. And I was always seeking other masculine roles and idolizing them because when I had problems, I didn't go to my dad because he wasn't there. So I would
Yeah.
go and I'd seek validation from other men instead of just being true to myself and feeling myself or going to my dad. So I had to look for it elsewhere. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, no, for sure. I can definitely relate. So, do you think were you close to your mom growing up?
Oh, big time. My mom was like everything.
So, would you say that your mom raised you more than your dad?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you? And again, dude, I'll tell you this. I'm the same way. I don't have a relationship with my dad. He was literally my mom, and for until I was 18, probably more until I was like 20, 21, I
Hmm.
was the softest kid ever. I was very in tune with my feminine side, dude. I was super like sensitive. Everything would get under my skin. And it wasn't until I realized, dude, I want to be on this path of entrepreneurship, leadership. I want to help these people. But the guys that do that, these guys are freaking tough. And I had to become more tough and like get more of my masculine energy. But it took me a minute because dude, I was a wuss growing up. Would you say that's something that for you, you were kind of like soft, just emotional, just sensitive? Yeah, you were playing sports, but You didn't have that masculine energy around. Would you agree?
Yeah. Yeah. Same boat as you, bro. Like I would say I was soft, very feminine,
Okay.
and
Dude,
a
that's
lot
not
of
a bad thing to say.
that's
Like,
not. Yeah. You know, like very feminine, and I will say this: I like to be real. There are some times where that feminine side will still kick in. Sometimes in my current day, as masculine as I may seem in real life or social media, there's still things I'm still patching. Right, I'm still healing. And it's just rewiring my body, my mindset to becoming, you know, and shifting, and eventually it's going to always be automatically in the role of full masculine mode, but it's I'm still healing, you know.
but I think you need to have both, dude. I remember, dude. For me, when I started, I was like, dude, I'm such a soft dude, super emotional, super sensitive. I gotta go to the other extreme, and I
Hmm.
started doing ultra marathons, 100 milers, 50 milers in the snow, in the rain, break out like messed up meniscus, stress
When was
fractures, dude.
this?
And I was just sending it. What?
When was this, or when did you
2022 and
have the?
2023.
Okay.
I had this huge awakening. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna become the toughest mother effer out there. And dude, I just went balls to the wall. And that's why I have the buffalo, because it means so much of like, that was my mantra. I'm like, buffalo, freaking, I can endure, I can take everything. And I
Yeah.
did it. And dude, but the problem is that for me, I stopped feeling.
You stopped
I
feeling.
I stopped feeling. I
How
wouldn't
do you mean?
cry. I wouldn't feel a thing. Like I was
Mm.
just stone cold hard. And it wasn't until I had something with my little brother. We had a conversation. He has like tumors all over his body and stuff, and I'm like his dad pretty much.
Okay.
And we had a conversation, and dude, he broke down, started crying, and dude, I broke down for like 2 days, and I
Really?
couldn't stop. I'm at the gym, bawling my eyes out, and dude, I cannot. I'm crying like a baby, and I'm like trying to dry my tears, and I'm like, dude, I'm so tough. Why am I crying? Like,
Hmm.
why is this affecting me so much if I'm like this freaking Chilean David Goggins pretty much of everything I was doing?
Right.
And that's when I realized that all my things growing up, I kind of like put in the back burner by doing hard things and just avoiding it. And I just started attacking my internal things. I'm like, okay, I can be hard, but dude, I can be soft with you. I can be tough on you. I can cry with you. I can curse you out and set a high expectation, but dude, I can love you and we can hug and cry together if we need to. Like I know which bend I need during this specific time. When I'm working, when I'm freaking playing sports, I'm that guy for sure. I'm that Ben. But when I'm with my friends and family, dude, I don't want to be that dude. When I'm with my girlfriend, I don't want to be this type. No, dude, I want to connect. I want to have fun. I want to be vulnerable. I want people to see me and I see them. I want to truly connect with someone. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of guys, they hide all their insecurities and all these walls in there, and they hide it as I'm tough and hard and not anything, but they don't even talk about anything either. If that makes sense.
Yeah. It goes. I relate to that because there's the monk mode thing that is very popular on the internet. You
Yeah.
know, everybody says, "Oh, I'm gonna go monk mode for 6 months, not talk to anybody, not socialize. I'm gonna go
Dude,
all
it's
in
the
on my
worst thing
goals."
you can do.
Dude, that's the worst thing as a man you can do.
Yeah.
That is literally, yes, sure, you might be locked in on your business, but there are other areas of your life that I believe every man you still need to work on. You still need to express yourself in other ways, not just isolating yourself from the world.
Dude, the quality of your life, it's in direct correlation of the quality of your relationships.
That.
It's in direct correlation. And going back to like dating, dude,
Mhm.
for me, a girl that I loved, she cheated on me, then she ended up marrying this dude and had a kid. And
No
since
way.
2023, when that happened, I was like, F all women, dude, nobody's gonna break my heart again. And I did that
Wow.
internally without even noticing. And dude, I started playing everybody. Because like they would open up to me, I would not open up to them, I wouldn't connect, they would invest in me. And I was just like, yeah, nice guy, Ben. But like month and a half, when I'm like, crap, I can't fake it anymore, I need to start connecting. All right, never mind, we break up, I'm done, move to the next one. And it was a pattern. And I didn't realize until last year. And that's when I'm like, what the heck am I doing, dude? I say I want to get married, I just want to connect, but I'm not doing it. I'm not allowing people to get to know me because I don't want to get hurt.
Mm.
And I started studying my brain and I realized I had all these walls and insecurities.
Hmm.
I could talk about stuff that I would overcome, past stuff, There's
Yeah.
no way in heaven I would talk to somebody, especially women, about something current I was going through. Heck no. There's no way. And it wasn't until I fixed that, especially with women, starting with my brother's wife that I was living with them at the time. And I do feel like it was part of my healing journey to trust women again. And once I started trusting women, I'm like, dude, there's great people out there that care about me. Like, it's not just how social media portrays it. Like, once I fixed that, boom, my girlfriend showed up, and he's been the biggest blessing of my life. Just by fixing that, like breaking all my walls, be like, I'm gonna connect with the right women and be vulnerable and connect and open up and allow them to love me and to get to know me, which I was so scared of, dude. So scared of.
Yeah. I feel like that is very hard to do, go from that side to the other
Bro, the
side.
hardest thing I've done. Hardest thing I've done. I had one of my friends, dude, he called me one time. He's a tough cookie, bro. And he calls me, he's like, Ben, I'm trying to find what's the next hard thing for me. I know you do all these different things. Like, what's the next thing for me? Like, give me something that I can do. And I'm like, dude, you should work in your emotions. And he's like, what? And I'm like, dude, you want to know what's the hardest thing I've done? It was not the Ironmans I've done, the 100 milers, 100K, 50, like in the snow with messed up meniscus, no training, like heart injuries when I was crying for 15 hours. It wasn't that. The hardest thing I've done was healing from my trauma in my relationship with my dad. Dude, that thing took me years. And also relying and trusting in people. That right there is the hardest thing I've done. All the other stuff, dude, is dude, we're injured, broken a bone, you broke a bone, you'll go to the gym regardless. You don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, you had a hard day? Go talk to him. Oh, no, I ain't doing that. Screw that.
Yeah, it's forbidden.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. So how did you how did you heal your dad's traumas and the emotional sides? Because I literally was, this is something I've been journaling about and really discovering a lot about myself. Like I said, I'm still healing parts of myself that shout out to AI, help me discover. But, how did you break that? How did you heal yourself? Because I feel like there is this, a few creators I've seen on social media who talk about you need to heal your traumas before you can then find the partner that you truly are designed to meet.
You need to. That's a
Exactly.
no-brainer.
But how
That's
did
the same
you
thing.
heal? How did you do it?
That's a great question, dude. There's this quote that I'm gonna like make it my own quote because I can't remember the specific thing, but everything that stays in the dark will kill you. You need to expose the things you're ashamed of. You need to expose and give light to the things that are in darkness. For me, I would hide a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff from my relationship with my dad, the way I grew up, being neglected, things that hurt me growing up. Dude, I've struggled with suicide my whole life, big time. I almost killed myself back in 2017, and it's something that I have keep more in control now. But I've struggled with that like a lot, and a lot of it came the way I was raised, because it was just me. So when it comes to my relationship with that, dude, for me, I know how to fix myself, like how to get better. All I need is somebody to listen to me. All I need is to let it out. That's all I need. And it started I went to therapy for like 3 months.
How
And
was
just
that? It worked?
exploring like the relationship with my dad and just talking about it, just letting it out and letting it out and letting it out. And then I had a conversation with him when I'm like, Dad, I love you, dude. I forgive you. Like I addressed it, dude. I went and attacked every single thing that I hated and I did not want to go there. And I exposed it. I talked to my friends about it, close people around it, people I trusted, because I knew that the more I hid that part of myself and it was darkness, it had control over me. And it comes back to confidence, dude. I always say this, a confident person is somebody that loves the bad and the good about himself. There's nothing that you can tell me that will hurt me because I've exposed everything about myself. I have no secrets. Sexual stuff, faith stuff, family stuff, things about I have nothing. My closest friends, my girlfriend, my mom, which is super close, they all know everything. I don't hide anything. So if I don't hide anything, how can you hurt me? Like, how is it going to bother me if it's in the light? So that was one thing with my dad, addressing that situation. And then the second thing with women, same thing. I started going to therapy because I'm like, dude, I need somebody to listen to me. And I started talking to this girl, and I was like, hey, I want to get married. I do know there's a lot of things I need to work on, and let's explore it. I want to understand my brain more. Suicidal still things I struggle with, so I want to work through it and have more tools. And we end up discovering this thing that I had a problem with women, that I would just not connect with women. And dude, I would always be in control, and I would never get hurt because my heart was not invested. Their hearts were, but not mine. And I was like, crap, I feel like I need to change that. So I was like, I have a problem with women, so I'm just gonna start opening to women. And my brother's wife, she's like my sister, so I started opening up to her. I was living with them all the time. This is like beginning of the year. And dude, I do feel like I needed to be in that house, and she just listened to me. And we cried and connected, and I'm like, crap, like, I can trust women. Like, it was like, holy, what the heck?
Like,
You know, for 24 years, dude, I've had this belief of like, it's just Ben, nobody gives a crap about me, just me and God, that's it. But December, January, there was a part of me, and I told my therapist, I'm like I've known that for 24 years, but my soul tells me that that's not right. That I can rely and connect with people. And I don't know because I have no evidence of it. But I would like to believe it. And that's when she told me, okay, we act according to our beliefs. How do you change your beliefs? You got to reverse psychology it. You got to act, and then the belief will change. So I believe for 24 years, it was just me and Ben, and girls were going to screw me over, and people were going to screw me over, and that's exactly what I got. But then I was like, dude, screw this. I'm going to rely on people even if I don't believe it. And dude, I started acting like it. I started relying more on my friends, my true friends, connecting with women like close to me, my sister, my brother's wife, and evidence started showing up that was so true. Changed my beliefs in 2 weeks. It took me 2 weeks.
Wow.
Completely reshaped my belief. And then a month after that, I met my girlfriend. Perfect puzzle in my life. Perfect puzzle. It was great. It was awesome. It was sick.
That's crazy.
It was sick, bro. But it took me a lot of uncomfortable conversations because I did not want to open up or talk to anybody.
That's deep. That's a very deep story of how
Dude,
you.
all guys struggle with that. Every guy that struggled with women, because I know dudes very well, and I ask questions. I talk to my friends, and a lot of the guys that I work with, they struggle with the same thing. I'm like, why wouldn't you open? Oh, dude, it's walls. I've been screwed over. Like, that's all I know. That's my belief. I'm scared. I don't want to. It's all walls and all this stuff.
Yep.
The moment you fix that, and the moment you allow somebody to get to know you, and it's a scary thing, dude. It's so scary. But it's worth it. Dude, it's so freaking worth it.
Yeah, that's really dope, bro. I'm happy that you've unlocked and became that version of yourself. You've healed things that have held you back from a lot of things, relationships as well. So
Dude,
that's really dope.
1000%.
And so I don't want to say that, you know, I don't know if I can really relate at the level you have in that impact or that way. But I guess if I were to add to that, because a lot of what you said, you have to act and then you become, right? I feel like everyone's waiting to feel confident. They're waiting for the perfect moment. They're waiting for some magical thing or some day where everything's gonna align, and then they're gonna feel like doing it. It's like, just like you said, you acted like it now, and then you became it in 2 weeks.
Dude, I had no evidence, and that was a scary thing. I remember.
And no evidence.
The what?
I said, and no evidence. So it's like,
dude, I had nothing. I just had a gut feeling that told me, Ben, we've believed this for 24 years, that it's just you, and people are gonna screw you over, and it's just you and God. And that's all I know. And I told her, I'm like, but I refuse to believe that. That's all I've known for 24 years, but I refuse to believe that.
yeah,
And I was like, no, I'm gonna change. There's great people. I know there's people that love me. I know there's people that care about me. I know that I can connect. I know that I can have deep and meaningful relationships. And I know I can rely on people, and I started acting like it. And dude, it was scary as heck. But guess
It's
what?
hard.
You live your life according to whatever you believe in.
Hmm.
And if
Yep.
you believe that you can't, you're right. If you believe you can, you're right. Like for 24 years, that's all I know, and God and the universe is all It gave me. And he took a couple of weeks of a lot of intentionality and emotional work, and he changed. Like it's so cool how it works, and it's easier said than done. I'll say that it's tough. It is tough.
Yeah.
But where do you feel you find yourself in that journey? Where are you at right now when it comes to
Trying to kill this fly, but yeah,
that? I see a fire.
you can probably see this fly buzzing all over the place. No, it's tough, bro. I greatly like believe in that, and um, you, for me, yeah, I'm a huge believer in you have to you have to act, feel it, be it before you actually are the version of yourself. And I used to actually wait, bro. Like I used to wait until somebody, like I would legit think of like, oh, like in 3 months things are gonna be a lot better, so I'm finally gonna be able to act and be that guy, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's like, bro, you know, I have to be it now, right? I have to act it now. And so one of the biggest things that wait, hold on one second. My nose is running, bro. One second.
You go for it, bro. I
Okay.
see it dripping. We're gonna take a quick pause to it, bro. Iyaji, guys, this is a good podcast right here.
All
Bro,
right.
Iyaji's getting emotional.
Emotional, bro. Um,
Do you have a
I
hard
just
time opening up?
yeah, no, 100%. Like even living with like the guys here, like Watts and Keen, like I love them. They're the guys, right? But this is with all people in my life, not just. I do have a harder time opening up to people in general because I again growing up, just my past. I didn't really when I had problems, I wouldn't go to anybody. I would hold it all within, and it would build up, and it would create either anger, it would create resentment, it would create a bunch of bad
Yeah, I was gonna
emotions.
ask you,
I
how
would
did you
act.
channel that? Like, where did you funnel that energy? Did you women, video games,
Oh yeah.
drugs, alcohol, gin? Like, what'd you do?
Yeah, so little backstory for me, bro. I actually was a huge gamer back in my day of high school and middle school.
Really?
Completely antisocial, bro. I didn't go outside. I didn't go to basketball games. I didn't go to football games. I didn't go to open cribs. I didn't even get invited because I was pretty much not known. Like I was in the crib all the time. And I was doing this from like 7th grade all the way up until sophomore year of high school. And what
Really?
I noticed was anytime I felt these negative emotions, I'm not getting what I wanted at the time. Again, I didn't have game. I was terrible with women. So what I would do is I actually
When
turned to
you're
video
playing
games.
video games, bro, every guy that plays video games, they're most likely to tell.
Exactly. Exactly. And so I'd be on the game, raging, like cussing people out. I'm 13, 14 years old, talking to grown men crazy, but I felt like I had control. Even though these are online gamers or I'm never going to meet these people, I was actually good at it, right? And it's one of those areas where I actually felt like because I'm good at it for and I have power, all eyes are on me. That's where I released and came back to it whenever I was having negative emotions, whenever I was stressed out, whenever I was sad, whenever I got I wouldn't say heartbroken, but whenever a girl did me wrong, I would come to the game, right? Or another thing for me was porn. That was
Mm.
a huge place I went to when I felt angry, sad, lonely, bored. Just any time that I had some type of negative emotion or boredom, I'm going to that. Whether it be watching something, whether it be on my phone on Instagram and I'm on the explore page and I'm scrolling. Oh, there's a girl. Oh, she's twerking. Oh, boom, boom. That still counts. That still counts for my brain. And I would turn to that and it would kill me because now I'm getting this rhythm, this pattern. You know what I'm talking about.
It's an addiction.
It's an addiction.
Yeah.
And I was heavily addicted, and it was such a rewarding feeling every time I did it. But then after, my confidence drops, self esteem
Change you,
drops
bro.
every
It
time.
really does.
It changes me, and so it changes every man, right? Whether
But it
a lot of
shames you too. It
yes,
brings
it
a lot of
shames.
shame. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it shames. You know, you're walking. I'd be walking around and I would be kind of hiding, and I wouldn't be speaking what I'm really saying because I don't really trust myself. I'm doing things behind closed doors, but I'm telling people I'm not doing those things. So I'm kind of a liar to myself, and I don't trust myself because you know what I mean. I'm a phony.
Yeah.
I'm a walking phony, and as a man, that's the worst feeling, knowing that you're not really who you say you are. You're just walking around
Well, it
like
goes
you're,
back to what we're just talking, like hiding things and keeping things in the dark.
yeah, 100%.
So how long did you struggle with that for? Like video games and porn and all that stuff?
Honestly, bro, this is gonna sound very crazy. 2023 was actually when I stopped porn. So 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, even while
So
I was fit and
you went through it
everything.
for years then.
Oh, years,
Holy
bro.
crap.
Whether it be the the rap, right? Whether it be the watching it, whether it be, dude, it was bad. But
And you had like a subscription and like you were like in
no,
process.
so I actually never, I was never really buying the things. Like I never, and I didn't have the money to do it either at the time. And if I did, I was like, well, I'm just gonna use it on dating apps. But that's another thing that can get guys, right? Because again, like those dating apps can put you in a troublesome
Dude,
spot.
that's what got me 2023 and 2024. Just women.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like I did struggle with porn like I would say 2021, like 2020 and like part of 2020 like COVID. Is
Hmm.
there's like I couldn't go out and none of that stuff, whatever. And
Yeah.
I was like kind of like locked up. But then it was just women. It
Mm.
was 2023 and 2024. And
Wow.
like we're salesmen, dude. We're good. We're good at this. We're good at promising and not delivering.
Oh, crap. That's facts. That's so facts.
You know.
Yeah,
So
man. So you
then you
were big on.
translated porn and then into women. Same thing.
Yeah, then it translated to women, right? And for me, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm, you know, Mr. Chaz Raz Rizzler D1 guy. I can get score, but I've definitely came a long way. A little backstory: like I used to be able to not even speak to a woman. Like literally, there's videos. I used to have another YouTube channel when I first started. This was 2017, 2018, before I got into fitness, and I would do these pranks, these interviews. I go to the mall and I would interview girls and ask them, "Hey, rate me 1 through 10." I was that guy. Oh, hey, like, smash or pass, me and my bro. I was that guy, and that's all me and my homie. We had a YouTube channel. That's all we talked about. We
That's
would do the
fun.
craziest challenges, the craziest pranks, and my parents they saw these videos and they're like, "Son, what are you doing? Like, you're asking girls like, would you suck my nut? Like, still just crazy stuff, or going in Walmart and doing those Walmart pranks, just like crazy things that are just really like risking it, right?
Mature stuff.
Yeah, immature stuff. Like I don't even know now. I can't see myself doing that long term. In the
No,
moment too,
dude.
I'm like,
Like for what you are right, and like there's no way. That's
no
funny.
way. Yeah, like
This
I
is
looked
the
at, I'm
cool
like,
thing, dude, that somebody like you, and this is the power of being vulnerable and sharing your mess, because your mess is your message. And this is the power of it. People look at you now. This big guy, serious guy, nice smile, nice teeth, sales guy, dressed good. They're like,
mhm,
oh, he was born like that. You're like, no,
yeah,
dude. Let me tell you where I started. Let me tell you
mhm,
who I was before. And when you do that, dude, it creates this factor of I can relate to you. And that's when you truly start having impact on people. Because, dude, if you're not relatable, who gives a crap about you? But when
nobody.
you share your journey, and I'm like, dude, I've struggled with stuff. I'm no better than you. I'm not this Mr. Wonderful. Like, would you? No, let me tell you where I came from. Let me tell you what
Yeah,
I struggle with. I'm human too. It
yeah,
creates this factor of like connecting with people, and that's the beauty of relationships and beauty of social media once people actually do that stuff. And that's the cool thing, dude. Like one of my mentors told me one time, he said, Ben, I love you more because I know you more. And I
mm,
do believe a lot of guys they struggle with love or connection or people and all this stuff because they don't allow others and they don't give the opportunity for others to truly get to know them because they're ashamed of that
yeah,
version.
yeah. They're
They don't
holding
want to
things.
open up or they have secrets, a lot of things in darkness. But dude, that's your superpower. I didn't know this stuff. In fact, dude, I even like you more because of the stuff you're telling me. I thought you were always like, oh, like forget it, yeah, so
No, no,
with the Tesla,
no. Yeah,
whatever. You know, but this is
nah,
great,
facts.
dude.
Yeah, nah, bro. I agree with that because even with a brand, building a brand, people are like, bro, what tips do you have and all. And by the way, you know, people always come up to me now and they're like, dude, like, did you buy your followers? Did you do all these things? And the answer is no. Like, I've had my Instagram for 6 years. I turned my high school page at 1,300 followers and I turned that into, it went from 10K and then it slowly went to 15, 17, 20K. I got to 25 and then I started losing followers because I kept changing brands. I stopped
Yeah,
posting for a little bit. But I just had a big growth period for like 4 or 5 months where I was consistently posting every multiple times a day. I was on my, like literally, I was on my camera, like on my stories. Again, being relatable, sharing my struggles and just being me. And people just gravitated to me. They liked me. They liked the version I was. And they would tune into me. I was legit like a TV show, right? And everyone's brand, your brand yourself is a TV show. When you post on your story, people are coming on there. They're watching a snippet of your life. They're on a little advertisement of
right.
Ben. They're on a little advertisement of your partner Hunter. Like your brand, everyone thinks that you got to be all
It's a
perfect this or
personal
this.
brand.
It's a
That's the word, personal.
personal brand.
It's not just a brand; it's a person, and that's I think a lot of guys forget that. They're good at marketing and branding, and yeah, it's fine. But if you truly want to have influence and impact on people, we cannot forget that it has to be a personal
Has to,
relationship with people. It's a personal brand.
has to,
So
bro. Has to.
yeah, let me ask you this: how did you overcome lust? Then you went from porn, pretty much, adding all this stuff, video games, then women. How long did that last until you made a change and you realized that lust was controlling you, and you were like, "Nah, dude, I need to develop discipline and change that."
Yeah. Well, I want to say this. I still, when it comes to, um, like, I don't do the porn or anything like that, right? But I still date, right? I'll be honest. I still date, right? I still date. I still personally have sex, right? But, but I am big on the energy with it, right? Like certain partners, I used to just, she looks kind of decent. Oh yeah, bring her. Just do it,
You're
right?
not giving it to everybody.
Yeah, not to anybody. Not just because you can walk. Not just because you got two legs. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Whatever moves, you're freaking Iyaji go.
Because it's exchanging energy. You know what I mean? And a lot of times people be like, bro, why don't you talk to her, bro? She's bad. Like you'll be out with the guys like, oh, she's really good look. Oh, bro, go talk to her. It's like, nah, bro. And then if I go talk to you and the vibe and the connection isn't there, I can just think down the road, okay, if we were to have sex, right? How am I gonna feel after? Am I gonna still feel am I gonna feel inspired? Or am I gonna feel, man, I don't even want to go to work today. Bro, I feel worse. I feel like being lazy. I feel like sleeping in bed, not working on my business. The moment I figured out those two feelings versus being inspired and completely feeling like shit and lazy, that is when I figured out, yo, if I'm gonna be with any girl right now, I have to feel inspired every time. I have to make sure that that girl makes me work and be more driven with my purpose, inspire me to work harder, right? I don't want to be dealing with leeches, energy leeches.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Are you dating
Because
anybody right now?
I'm talking to one person, right? Uh, I'm kind of transitioning out of I'd say the rotation, you could call it, the rotation phase. I honestly, I wanna actually find something more real, you know. And I'm not gonna say I don't want to speak on it. I just want to let it play out. But I am in the works of something, right? So that's all I will say. We just
For the
met.
audience.
We just met. Yeah, we just met. So
That's good, bro. That's good.
yeah.
Was that in person stuff or dating apps?
Um, it was in person. We met her at the gym actually, and that's another reason why um, I'm actually still talking to her because yes, she looks good, but it's more so the fact of one thing she asked me, which I was like, why is she asking this? But then I thought like, if she's asking, it's because she cares, right? And dang, I don't want to. Hold on, this point is gonna be fire. My nose. Hold on. 1 second.
Yeah. Just bring the entire thing, dude.
Bring the whole thing. All right, you got the whole roll.
Were you sick or are you sick or something?
Bro, it was crazy because I was fine. And then I ate this food. Now I'm crazy. But um, yeah. Anyways, I feel like recently she asked me a question like, "Yo, when was the last time you got tested?" And I
You
was
got
like,
tested.
"Tested, yes, tested." And I was
Wait, what's up with test?
like tested, like sexually tested.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, like to make sure you're good. And I'm like, a month ago, and I actually did a month ago, but more like maybe a month and a half ago, right? And she's like, well, if we're gonna continue, you got to go again, because I had told her at the time I was talking to somebody else, and she was like, she didn't really trust me, if that makes sense, right? She was like, you're probably fucking like five girls and all these things, and I don't want to be talking to a guy that's talking to five girls. Like, no, go get tested, right? I'm like, well, I'm not gonna do it for you. I'm gonna do it for myself, because I probably should get tested, right? So I was like, yeah, I'll think about it, right? So I'll think about it. But I actually did, and then went back, and then
She's
uh,
like, well, what do
it's
you have to
it's
think about it? I'm the one giving the information. What do you have to, just like objection.
like a sales, yeah. And the biggest thing though is, being in the gym. Like, she takes care of herself, right? Like, she eats right, she has a good routine, right? But when most times, not a lot of people ask that question,
Yeah.
like, go get tested, right? But it's not, and if they do ask it, it's for the wrong reason. Her thing was more like she's a health conscious person, right? And it's like we're both into health, so it's like, why wouldn't we want to be making sure we're both straight, right? But that's going on a whole tangent of a whole nother topic. Basically, all I'm saying is energies matters. Like, what I'm saying, who you're with or whatever. Because
Yeah.
I've definitely in the past been with people who were leeches, like sucked everything out of me, and then I leave the next day or that person's house, and I don't feel like working on my content.
I'll
I
just say
feel
this, dude. I think I love this quote. If a man can control his lust, he can achieve anything.
hmm
Anything. And I say this because, dude, I started with porn like 2021,
yeah,
and I don't know if you're gonna believe me or not, but I never masturbated myself until I was 24. For 24 years,
really,
nothing.
wow,
Dude, I was. I'll even say this because again now it's not there anymore. But I was a virgin for 25 years too.
wow.
25 years.
Wait, how old are you?
25.
Wait, you say you were a virgin?
Yeah, for 25 years.
Are you still a virgin?
Not anymore.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is because, like, controlling those things, dude, I think as a man, it's extremely hard. Dude, I'm a pudgy guy, just super physical too. But I think my downfall was 2023, 2024. I was so lustful, dude. Just super selfish because I want to feel this way. And women, I was just good with women. And two girls freaking in 1 month that I was talking to and going out with, they didn't even know, but I was getting whatever I wanted. And it wasn't until I realized, dude, like, where's that taking me? Like, if
Yeah,
I'm being honest with myself, where's that taking me? I'm
yeah,
not being proud of myself. I'm wasting money. I'm wasting energy. I'm wasting time. But also long term, where's that taking me? Do I want to get married? 100%. Well, I should be acting like somebody that wants to get married. And I think the biggest thing for me, I started realizing the worth of women. And this comes to me for like a faith thing of, dude, they're children of God. And
yeah.
when I control my lust, and I was able to think with this head, not with that head, this head, and I was like good, not with like any girls for like 2 to 3 months, and I started seeing their worth and their value, dude. I was ashamed of myself.
Mm,
I was ashamed of myself because I realized that I was with certain girls just for selfish reasons, or I
mm,
gave girls hope or whatever just because I wanted to get something out of it, or I would just go good for a month, didn't know how they would invest, not me, and then boom, I'm out. And I do think I hurt a lot of women, like maybe emotionally in a way because they were invested and I couldn't care less. And then I always treat them very well, but I think it's like I would sell them an innovation that was not even real. And once that hit me, dude, I was like, I'm such a piece of crap, dude. Because I realized the value and the worth that women have. And I think a lot of guys, porn being one of them, lust being one of them, and how society's structured and social media, we sexualize women a lot. And I mean, there's some accountability for them. You know, a lot of girls, they just like to be sexualized and they post whatever, and you know what I'm saying. But I think for a guy controlling his lust and doing things with the purpose of connection and love, dude, your whole life changes when you do that instead of
Yeah.
me being lustful and selfish reasons.
Yeah. No, I
And
agree.
yeah, I mean, I think that happens a lot. The other question I wanted to ask you, dude, and just changing topics here because we would spend a lot of time on that. Why do you work out?
Why do I work out?
Yeah,
A few reasons. I
because that's like
biggest
mainly your
the
biggest brand right now, working out, fitness coaching, and
yeah.
everything.
Yeah, the biggest reason I work out is for the mental aspect of it. The way I feel afterwards. It's how I start my day. Like starting with the gym, starting with something extremely hard. If that's the basis of my day, the rest of the day, I'm not saying it's easy, but it feels like a breeze, right? Because I just put myself and my body and my mind through a test before the actual day, right? And so if I win that workout, I win that rep, I control every single rep. I control that's the only area where there's no phone, there's nobody calling me, there's nobody. No, it's fully in that moment where I control the reps, the sets, the tempo, the rest time. That gives me like a little like a hit like, I'm really in control of the ship because I feel like I used to start the day with just going into the day and then I'll work out later on, right? Or I'll work out when I feel like it, right? And what I noticed was I would literally be feeling like I wasn't in control
Yeah.
because I'm just letting the world dictate my emotions, how I feel. I'm just kind of like molding to whatever life is throwing at me versus attacking what life is giving me, right? There's a difference between attacking life and just like, oh, I'm up. All right, let's go start the day. Let's go work. Oh, let's check my email, my phone. But now you're just in the world. You're not in control. You're just there, and that's how I used to feel, right? Versus now it's like I start the day with a workout because I feel more in control, right? It gives me a sense of control and urgency throughout the day, right?
When
So,
did you start working out?
16.
Is there any correlation with I was raised by my mom, didn't have a father figure, I'm angry with myself, I'm soft, sensitive, emotional, I gotta do hard things, so I can be tough?
Are you saying with lifting with my
Is there any
childhood?
correlation with that? Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Pain, releasing pain, right? Physical pain. I have a quote I always tell people like every rep releases pain. Every rep heals the version or whatever pain you're feeling, right? When you feel bad, go to the gym, right? That all that saying people say, I feel like that's a big reason why I do go to the gym, right? Is because I can release pain. Um,
But
so
do you think
yeah,
you're getting at a stage, Iyaji, as how old are you? 22, 22, 23,
23.
23. When's your
Yeah.
birthday?
April 14th, 2002.
Oh, just had it a couple months ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did I say
You my socials too?
did
Four
I
seven
did
four
I
seven.
did I say happy birthday?
You did
Look at
not. You did not.
didn't.
I don't think I posted though. I didn't post it on anything though.
Let me ask you this tough question. Let me see how you let me put you in the spot right here. Don't you think for 23 years you've been this version of like, yeah, pain, man, tough, going to the gym and all stuff, but you've been kind of like surviving and with all this stuff that you've done with like ChatGPT, exploring this, your emotions, trauma, childhood, whatever, you're surviving but not thriving. You know that there's something else when it comes to truly connecting with people, talking about your stuff, letting your walls down, not putting things in the back burner that you need to do but you haven't done it, and you're maybe avoiding certain conversations or topics or whatever.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I. It's funny you say this because it's on my to-do list today. I'm writing a letter to my dad, and I'm
You
gonna
are.
I'm gonna deliver it to him in about 3 weeks when I go to see him. Yeah, I'm pretty much going to, and I agree. Like there are areas where I know I should I do need to improve, right? There's another version,
Yeah.
right? And the letter I'm writing is just everything, all the pain I felt, and just letting him know, and then sitting and then talking to him about it.
Okay, I was gonna ask you if you're gonna talk with him or just give him the letter.
Nah, I'm literally.
Hey, now you're
I'll see it. I'll see
I'll
it.
see you later.
But nah, yeah, I'm gonna deliver this to him, and I've had this on my list, bro, for literally a week that I haven't done it
I'm
because
proud
I
of you.
am a little bit of like, I know I'm gonna cry. I know I'm
I'm
going to cry.
freaking proud of you. That's hard right there. Screw everything else, Jim. That's freaking hard.
Yeah,
That's freaking hard.
yeah.
Freaking
I
proud of you,
appreciate it.
bro.
I appreciate it, bro. Yeah.
That's freaking awesome.
And even now, I'm kind of like, even though I'm also like tearing with my dripples with this sneeze and stuff, getting a little emotional talking about it too, because I can already imagine the things I'm going to say. I can already imagine just writing and the emotion I'm feeling and me like kind of stuttering while I'm writing it and the emotion coming out and the tears dripping because I know how much that period where he wasn't there affected me as a man. You know what I'm saying? I know how much, and I watch other men come into my life being a father role. I know how much that impacts the man I am today and how I act, right? And I'm looking forward to doing that, right? Because it's gonna help me one be a better coach, be a better man, be a better salesman, be a better content creator, be a better brother, be a brother, love everything. Because this is gonna heal a part of me that I've been avoiding, right? So yeah,
Do you have more siblings?
yeah, bro. I got two siblings or three siblings. I got a sister. She's younger than me, 20.
Are
I
you
got
the,
two.
the oldest?
I'm the oldest. Yeah.
Okay, so you do carry that oldest child thing too.
Yeah. 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 So oldest.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful thing because I've understood, bro, that everyone carries something. I look at my mom's side. Her dad committed suicide. She has had cancer twice. She was abused by my dad for 32 years. Six
Wow.
kids, lost a kid. Like she's been through hell and back.
Wow.
So she carries a lot of trauma that for a long time she's neglected and never actually attacked herself. Then I look at my dad. His dad was an alcoholic, would beat the living crud out of my grandma, cheating and all these different things, and they were broke. And the only thing my dad knew how to do at the time was work. And he never faced his own stuff. Now they came together with the whole baggage and six kids. They passed everything on to all of my siblings. And I
Wow.
remember once dude, I've been in this internal journey of Ben and all these different things for the past like 2, 3 years. When I made a commitment, everything ends and starts with me. I'm not gonna pass anything unto no one. Not my partner, not my friends, not my children, not anybody. And I think, and I've attacked that very intentionally. And I applaud you, bro, because a lot of men don't have the balls or the backbone to say it ends with me. I'm gonna be the leader. I'm gonna be in shape. I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna have purpose. I'm gonna connect with people. We're gonna be different people. Our energy is gonna be positive. I'm gonna inspire people. I'm not gonna abuse my kids or my wife or my partner. I'm gonna stay loyal. I'm gonna be faithful. I'm gonna be a good dad. I'm gonna be present. A lot of guys don't do that work and they let generations of cycles and cycles influence them and they keep passing on until
Yeah.
the guy shows up, until the one in the family shows up. I know in my family, I'm that dude. We're wealthy, it starts with me. We're in shape, starts with me. We didn't fulfill our purpose, starts with me. This is our family is so dysfunctional, so broken. I'm the one that from all the way down here with my family, everything's changed. Like there's always that one guy or that one girl in each family tree that changes everything. And I commend you for that, dude. And I want to hear how he goes because that's freaking hard right there. Being that guy, older guy, that maybe your mom passed some stuff onto you. Maybe your dad's dad had some stuff. And then your grandpa passed that onto your dad and your dad never fixed it. I'm pretty sure your dad's dad was never present. And maybe your dad, that's all he knew, and he never did the internal work. But maybe, hey, guess what? You're going to do it. With your kids in the future, no, Iyaji's going to be present. And you use that. And dude, I think that's honorable. That's such a big purpose and such a huge lesson that a lot of guys, they avoid because it's
Yeah.
extremely hard. It's extremely hard.
It is hard. I mean, especially when in today's world, if you're a man, you're supposed to be all tough and hard and right and not express yourself, not express your emotions,
You
right?
can be both, dude.
Which you can definitely be both.
Yeah.
You should be both, right? Because yeah, like you said, bro, you have to be able to have that. Well, like we both just agreed on. We just have you have to have that balance.
Yep.
Like I feel like this all monk mode. Oh, I'm all hard, this and that. I don't really talk to anybody about this. It's kind of like it's the dying phase. You know
You
what I
know
mean?
deep down that you're dying inside. You know that.
Oh yeah.
Most people know. I knew that
Oh yeah.
couple to
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
You know. So when
Yeah.
are you seeing him again?
What?
When is that taking place?
What?
The conversation with your dad, the letter.
Oh, I'm going to Minnesota. It's where, I'm from, where my dad lives. I'm going there in 3 weeks. So it's gonna
Okay.
happen then. Yeah. So
What made you
I'm
have the
gonna,
courage to do that?
bro, again, bro, ChatGPT told me to do this.
Really?
Yeah, told me to
That's
do this.
hilarious, bro.
It told me a bunch of things to do. So the first thing it told me to do was to do this, which I haven't done. It also told me to write down everything that I struggle with, I don't like about myself. Everything that, actually, here, I have it right here, bro. I have it right here. I literally journaled for I think it was like an hour. The longest journal entry I've ever had in my life. The longest one. And it made me say. So I was rediscovering myself. It made me tell myself the version of myself I wanted to become. Right. Then after that, it made me say, give myself a new internal operating system for my mind. Right. So basically, like things I no longer tolerate, things I always will protect. Made me kind of like visualize and understand my values a little bit more, right? Because I
Yeah.
feel like before this, I was kind of wishy washy with what I value and what I don't. It made me figure out where my strengths come from, what makes me feel strong, what do I stand on, right? What do I allow myself to do? What do I, when I walk, how do I walk, right? How do I envision myself walking? Um, how do I speak? How do I envision myself speaking? What am I building right now, right? And then what are things I'm trying to cut off? What are things I don't tolerate? What are things because I feel like everyone talks about what to do, but what not to do.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about, oh, do this, do the
You
workout,
start
do
with a
the
lot of self awareness.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So I think that's the biggest thing, bro, that I've kind of changed is the what not to do. I don't know if you've kind of, you probably have definitely, but what are some things you've made yourself and you told yourself you're not doing? Like
Dude,
a
I have a
non
whole example. I'm I'm different than you. I'm the youngest. I'm the fifth of six. All my siblings are married. Five guys, one girl. I always observe people for good examples, but to be honest, more of what not to do. I have 32 years of marriage when it comes to my parents of what not to do. I look at my siblings and I always paying attention. Don't do this. I cannot do this. I don't want to. I don't want to have that life. I don't want to do that. And a lot of the times when a lot of people are like, oh, I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want. Perfect. Let's start with this. What is it that you don't want? A great way to truly identify what you want in life is first identifying what is it that I don't want. And I've had a lot of that in my life, in my personal life, relationships, dating, finances. Dude, I've experienced so much of the opposite bad emotions. I've been broke, broken, sick, destroyed, weak, soft, mentally, like everything, all the bad stuff I've experienced. So I know
Yeah,
exactly what I don't want to experience. And
because
that
you've seen
helps
it
me a lot,
firsthand.
you know?
Yeah, I love that.
And I want to show something, dude, because guys, if you follow Iyaji, this is his profile. This is this dude, and you look at this guy, you would think that he has everything together: the clothes, how he dresses, the body, the smile, all the different things. And I think today I've seen also a different version of you, which it just shows that you're human. And I think that's something that just social media sucks because it shows that everybody has life figured out and people get excited because it's like, oh crap, this dude probably has figured out, but I don't have it figured out. And we do a lot of comparison, but I think this is the perfect example of somebody like you that, dude, you're human too. We're all
Yeah.
human. And you're working on something that I'm excited to hear in 3 weeks, bro. because I think you're gonna have a huge breakthrough when it comes to you connecting, healing stuff from your childhood, and addressing something that most men, and even women too, run away from their entire life.
Yeah, no, 100%. No, I appreciate the acknowledgement for that. And yeah, I can't wait to do it. I can't wait to even journal about it, write it out, and have that conversation with him because I know it's gonna be tough, but it's going to create and unlock a lot more of myself after that conversation.
How do
So
you think he's gonna react?
I think honestly, I don't know. I think he's very quiet. No, he doesn't really talk much about himself or his story. So I feel like it'll be a good conversation, but it'll take him a little bit to open up, right? Because he's kind of always been closed off, quiet to himself, right? So I guess that also too, that's probably why I am the way I am
Yeah,
because
I was gonna say that. I was like, yeah, for sure.
yeah, because of that, like just seeing the behavior of my dad, and I'm like, well, if that's how my dad is, then I should probably be like him as well, right? But it's like, no, that's not the guy I want to be. No disrespect, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's just like I see people living a life that I know if I were to continue acting like how my dad acts, I wouldn't live like that guy. I wouldn't live the life I want. So I have to change, and that starts with me, right? Nobody's coming. Nobody's coming to just drop the life off. No, 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 no. It has to be me. I have to do the work. I have to deliver the letter. I have to go talk to him. I have to express myself and do the hard thing, taking the step, so that I can become the newer guy. Because until then, nothing's going to change. And that's what I've kind of through fitness. That's what I love about it. I don't know if you can relate with this too, or not just fitness, but health in general. And doing hard things with your body and your mind, you start to go on this journey that you realize that the journey never ends. There's never, oh, I made it, I'm done. No, there's always improvements, and you have to love that process, not look at the big mountain and can't wait to get there. No, no, no. Enjoy the walk, enjoy the run, because that's where you find true peace. That's where you become happier. That's where you really understand yourself at way deeper levels than just getting to that mountaintop, getting the nice car, getting the girl, getting the job. The journey and the walk is where you
Dude,
enjoy yourself, bro.
it's so funny you say that because that's something that's been part of my new journey now. And I think I'm getting way better at it, but that's something I
Yeah.
struggled in the past couple of weeks. I've been like attacking very intentional because I would have a hard time appreciating my current life. I would
Mm,
have a hard time just being present and just enjoying the moment and the people around me
yeah.
because mentally I'm always thinking, okay, I did this, what's next? I have this, what's next? I have this, and what's next? I remember I told this to my girlfriend. I'm like, dude, I met you. We're doing it. But I'm like, in my mind, I can't appreciate it. And I'm like thinking, no, I'm missing in something else. I got to do this, whatever. We
Yep.
moved here, like something that Hannah and I always dreamed of. And then I'm like, dude, we got to do it. And I was not able to appreciate it until I was 2 weeks ago. I was in Hawaii for one of my brother's wedding.
I saw that.
And dude, whole mess, family drama, fights
Mm,
and stuff, all their stuff. So it was like, you know what? Everything is burning around me, but I'm just gonna enjoy life and appreciate what I'm doing right now. And dude, I had a blast.
mm.
I was like, F everybody, dude. Doesn't matter what's going on, I'm gonna have fun. And I was so present and I soaked in and took in every single moment while I was down there. I flew first class, I was surfing, I was swimming with turtles. Dude, it was dope. I enjoyed every minute of it. And then I came back to Utah and he taught me that principle that I'm like, dude, I can enjoy life now. Like I can appreciate my life now,
Yeah.
regardless of what's going on, regardless of if I'm rich, broke, middle, fat, ugly. I can enjoy now, and I really can. Like it's not gonna change once I have the thing, I'm gonna be the same guy. But I think there's a balance of I still have that drive and ambition of like I want more and want more things, but now I appreciate them. But I do want more, and I'm still very ambitious and very driven. But dude, I appreciate every single freaking minute and every day of my life. And it just fills me
Gratitude.
with gratitude.
I was just to say gratitude,
Yeah,
perspective shift.
yeah.
Because it sounds like when you were in Hawaii, even though you realized some things were just not going right with the family.
No,
You didn't just, you could have really just said, oh, dude, this trip is gonna suck, bro.
dude, it was
Oh, those
affecting me a
arguments.
lot. Yeah,
Yeah, bro. I mean, I've been in situations like that where you pull up to an event or you're with your family on a trip and everybody's negative,
yeah,
everybody's fighting,
yeah.
and it's like you have a decision to change your. You literally decide how you view the world, how you experience everything, and you chose that you're gonna be gratitude, you're gonna be grateful, and that made you enjoy the trip.
Dude, fully.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then you came back and you were like, dude, I can do the same thing here. Let
I'm
me be
still applying
grateful.
it, dude. Yeah.
That's dope. That's
And
really
I
dope.
think it's the mind, dude. I think
Fine.
sometimes we just think too much.
Yeah.
Like I always say these, I'm like, dude, use your brain only when you have to. Like if
I
I'm on
wouldn't
the phone
say I
with
wouldn't
you,
I
I'm
wouldn't
talking to you. I'm not on my phone.
yeah,
I'm not focused on anything but this conversation.
right.
And I think a lot of the times we are not here. Like
Yeah.
balance is a false notion. Because dude, I could be working out. But no, I'm talking to you. When I'm working out, I'm working out. When I'm talking to a friend, I'm talking to a friend. When I'm with my girl, I'm with my girl.
Yep.
When I'm sleeping, I'm sleeping. When I'm working, I'm working. But a
Yep.
lot of times we're not. When we're working, we're not working. When we're working out, we're not actually working out. Our minds are always somewhere else.
Have you ever done a dopamine detox?
And no,
Do you know what that is?
pretty sure when you're not on your phone anymore, social media. Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah, it's I mean, we all know what the word detox, removing or stopping something for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like think of a cleanse. Dopamine detox is anything that makes you feel good, you stop it for a certain period of time. And it's a popular study and experiment that I don't remember the scientist or the guy who created it. I think Huberman. Is it Huberman?
Probably
Engineer?
Andrew Huberman.
Yeah, I think he has a video about it and how powerful it is on the brain, your results, and how you experience life. And it's something I actually did 3 or 4 years ago. I haven't done it in a while, but I feel like I should probably do it. All it is like, bro, like you just said, a lot of people can't just be in the present moment. They're always on their phone. They go to dinner, they're on their phone, they're texting. Even me, bro, I catch myself, I'll be driving. Like today, I have my Tesla, bro. But like I had an hour drive from Dallas to Fort Worth, bro. And I was literally the whole time I was on YouTube. I had a YouTube video, bro, the whole time. And I was clicking the next video, the next video. And I was like, bro, I'm like, why can't I just drive in peace and silence? Right? And so again, the phone and all these things that give us to make us feel good. And I did a detox 3 years ago where I did no phone. I didn't have any datings, no dating apps, no dates,
How long?
no rotation girls. I did it for 2 weeks.
Okay.
All I did was go to the gym. And when I was at the gym, it was only podcasts in my ear. It was no music. When I was working, I did DoorDash at the time. I was DoorDashing 6, 7 days a week from from noon till 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night every single day. All I did was work, make content, and just do the things that are boring. But what happened is I actually was able to come back and be present and enjoy the things that I'm supposed to be doing, right? It's so powerful, bro. I recommend every guy try
Dude,
that. Every person, even a woman.
yeah. I think a lot of the times I wrote in my journal like 2 days ago, actually on Sunday, not yesterday, while I was at church, and I'm writing a lot of thoughts. I always do weekly planning when I just review my week
Same.
and set goals and things I need to improve on. But I also do that every day. I journal every night and morning, and I
Sure.
just, okay, how was my day? What can I improve on? What is something I'm liking? And when I realize that I'm having a hard week or something, and when I look at my week, it comes down to me being on my phone too much. That's it. Me being on my phone before I go to bed, me being on my phone while I work, me being on my phone as soon as I wake up, grab my phone. And it's like that thing because it just numbs me. Social media numbs me. It
Yep.
makes me feel stupid. It makes me feel not present. It just numbs my brain. And whenever I'm not performing and I try to find I was on my phone too much. I got distracted. Distractions numb my brain because I'm
Yes.
doing things that are not fulfilling, or God did not create me to spend 2 hours watching YouTube videos or Instagram and just scrolling, just consuming and being addicted to it. It's the same thing as porn and lust and all these different things, just with a different name.
Yep.
So, yeah, dude, I think that's a huge thing that a lot of people can apply. Even myself, like I still try to be aware of it for sure. And how are you doing with time?
Oh, doing good. Yeah. Sorry, I'm moving a lot because my nose.
No, no, no,
Like,
no. I'm just asking. So
yeah.
it's almost like 11 over there.
Oh no, it's
Hey,
good. I'm gonna be up a
let's
little.
start rubbing it out, dude. What are? I've had a great conversation. I've had a lot of fun. It's been pretty good.
Yeah, this is good.
I
This is good.
appreciate your vulnerability as well.
I
I'm pretty
appreciate
sure
it
you've
as
shared a
well.
lot of things that maybe you haven't shared anywhere else. Would assume, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe you do.
No. I mean, honestly, bro, this is all things I would say in my story. Like even talking on Instagram, you
You
know,
should talk more about this stuff,
I
dude. I've known you. I mean, we haven't like sat down and like actually have a conversation, but dude, you should share more about this stuff. I think it's so valuable. You have a lot to give.
yeah, I think
Because, dude, everybody can do fitness coaching, but if you can apply these stuff of like beating laws, porn, and all these, dude, you stand out like this.
right.
Because
Yeah,
most
dude, I
coaches are
can do
super
more.
superficial.
Yeah, super baseline. No, you don't know them, right? And that's a big reason why I switched to making my page about my story and the deeper things that really held me back, like porn, like being
Yeah,
stuck, being
dude,
depressed.
I would love to
Bro,
see more of this.
yeah, no, I appreciate it, bro. Like just how you had felt like I mean you had a more extreme way. You actually sound like you almost committed suicide or you were
Oh, dude, I was on the verge. I've been on the verge of doing that, dude, so many times.
oh
Probably like
man, like,
5 big times of it.
wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy, yeah. Cause bro, like I literally have not to that extent. I've had thoughts though. I've had thoughts, and I've been on days where I would lie. I wouldn't do anything for 5 hours because I'm thinking about how I hate life, right? And now I'm in a whole different version. That I haven't had a thought ever like that ever. If there's never been, I'm always waking up like, dude, I'm excited, bro. Like, even though sure I may not be where I want to be, bro, the purpose I have in life is crazy.
That's awesome.
The vision that God gave me is crazy, bro. Like being able to help and serve men, put them in a better position, help guys that were stuck in my shoes. That's the best feeling ever. You know?
You know, I was talking with my girlfriend a couple of days ago. She asked me about it. Actually, last week, she asked me, Ben, what triggers your like suicidal stuff? And like we talked about it. And I was like, you know what? Like I have it pretty like better now for sure.
Uh huh.
And but I think for me, because I'm such a like on the extremes, like I experience everything, bro. I'm not like this like middle guy. No, dude, I'm like hype, loving, caring, freaking exciting. But also on the flip side, I can also experience the opposite. It's like the same thing, law of physics. I experience everything in equal and opposite force. So if I'm like very excited, at some point that has to go to the other side. I've come to terms with it. That is like it's gonna happen. I
Yeah.
just have to have like a better support system and better like more control for sure. I get like something going on like very just hard like every 2 weeks, every week and a half probably like something just hits me like a
Right.
brick wall, and now I'm better because I can talk to people and open up. But I think I've also learned that like somebody like you're a leader. You help other men. Same thing that I'm doing. I've come to realize that when it comes to leadership, there's a price of leadership. And if you're going to be someone that is going to set the standard, if you're going to be someone that is going to be an example for other people, if you're going to be someone that people want to follow, and you're going to have a ripple effect, and you're going to have impact and influence of over other people because of your example and how you live, that there's a price to that. And a lot of people don't talk about it, but I do believe part of that price is all these bad stuff, negative things, self-doubt, fear, suicide. Like it
Yeah.
has to.
Yeah.
Because, dude, I do believe we are in a spiritual war between good and evil. We cannot just be helping all people left and right and nothing
No.
bad happen to us.
Right.
Like I think it's part of the price of leadership that somebody has to suffer.
Yeah.
Somebody has to pay the dues. Somebody has to experience opposition. Because the same way that exists good things, there has to be bad things.
Yep.
Equal and opposite force. You cannot have pain, like joy without pain. How are you going to become rich if you don't experience being broke? How are you going to experience love if you don't experience being broken? You know, how are you going to experience changing people's lives and amazing, all these amazing, fulfilling things if you don't experience almost death? Like you cannot have one without the other.
Hmm.
And for me, I just accepted it that it's like, it's part of the price I got to pay and I'll just pay it. And it's just part of life. It's just part of my purpose.
And that's why you're a leader. That's why you're a leader, because it's hard to choose that path. right? It's easy. It's so easy to choose the path of, I'm just gonna do what life gives me, right? Deal with the cards I was dealt with, right?
Yeah.
But for you as a leader who coaches men and who is inspiring and helping men become a better version of themselves, have more impact in their lives, feel more fulfilled, right? You first, like you said, you have to lead from the front. You have to experience those downs, right?
How
You
am I
have to
going to
you have to
relate to
pain,
someone if I don't experience it?
right?
You know, it's the same thing with you. If you were fat, bro, would you be able to coach people on how to go from skinny or whatever to being jacked? Probably not, because you would still be fat. So you gotta go through it every day. It's not that, oh, I worked out once, now I'm good. Now I'm gonna no. You gotta keep doing it every single day. I need to suffer every day. I make my life harder intentionally because that's where I get most of my lessons.
Yeah.
You don't get your lessons in heaven. You get your lessons in hell, in the trenches,
Oh
in
yeah.
suffering, in pain, when you
Yep.
don't have anything. That's when you get your lessons.
Yep.
Not when it's fine and easy and money's coming on. You have the cool friends and all the cool and nothing's bad. You don't learn anything there, dude. It's boring. Life is exciting when you're in war.
100%. When
You
you're
know?
when you're battling, because it's just you, bro. Like you said, it's literally just you, and it's so crazy because everyone it flies. These things used to fly over my head, bro. Like it's you versus you. Nobody's coming. You have to lead from the front. These things used to fly over my head because I'm just like, bro, that's corny, bro. That doesn't really hit me, bro. But bro, like the moment this all started clicking for me, really hard too. Like when I was skinny, bro, when I was having these suicidal thoughts, when I wasn't having the dating life or having like the game or having the impact or the purpose and living the life I wanted, bro, the main things, bro, was I wasn't leading from the front. I wasn't that guy. I wasn't confident, bro. I was getting turned down from not just my. Here's another thing, bro. This is another reason why I probably am the way I was, or why I use the gym to, you could say, turn pain into or release the pain.
Yeah.
In high school, bro, I was denied a lot by my coaches. Like I was an athlete, bro. I would grind. When I wasn't video gaming, I was playing basketball. I was
Before
playing
you
bas
were in video game or watching before you were playing
I was
basketball.
playing basketball. I was on the football field trying to get better, but I was never, even though I put a lot of time in, I still would show up to practice or games and I'd be benched, or I wouldn't get the starting spot, or I'd be put on the worst team. And that hit me like, damn, dude, like I'm working so hard, but I'm not getting any spotlight. Or, dude, like I'm working so hard, but bro, like I suck. Like I still suck, bro. And it's like that hit me, bro. And so when I figure that out, like, dude, like I'm literally just not getting any results. The only thing I'm good at is games and just things that don't matter, things that aren't going to matter, right? And I'm not gonna lie to you, I would see guys on the internet like YouTube living these nice lives, YouTube vlogs, Miami, traveling, and I'm like, dude, that life looks so dope. And I would compare myself. I'm not gonna lie, I did use the comparison to envision myself in that position. Like, dude, I can see myself there. And then I'll look back at myself and be like, but I don't like the life I'm living now. I don't like this guy, so something has to change.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest reason why, like you said, you have to lead from the front. I made the decision, right, to go to the gym more consistently, to reach out for help, to start eating properly, to start sleeping properly, to stop waiting and blaming others, to start taking accountability because that's when everything changed. You know what I'm
And
saying?
dude, let me just say that, and we can just start finishing with this, dude. But I agree. I think comparison, it's bad at some point, but also it's good. You know, I
Yeah,
compare myself to the people I want to be like, the right people. But
yeah,
there is a lot of bluff and like fluff in social media when they show this final product, like they're perfect, they've done no mistakes, and you're like, dude, I can't relate, and that's when you get
right.
the anxiety from. But for me, I've been very blessed to have a lot of people that I like, friends that have that life that are just super successful. I remember last year I was working out with this dude. He has like 200,000 on Instagram, drives Lambos. At the time, he bought a Ferrari F8 Spider, and he was telling me how he'd crashed the windshield, and now he's at the shop, and we're working out at his gym. And dude, I'm
Wow.
looking at this dude. I'm like hearing his stuff, and I'm like, how the heck is he here?
Huh.
And not me. How the heck does this dude has everything that he has that everybody thinks is like this perfect guy on social media, but I know the guy. And I'm like, dude, I know. First of all, he was like 38 at the time. I was like 22. I'm like, I know that at his age, when he was my age, I'm way more ahead. Like if he made it that far, I know I can make it too. So it gave me a lot of hope. Like, dude, they're regular dudes. Like another guy, like he stutters the entire time. Another of my friends, the one he's really close to me, I look at their life and I'm like, dude, I know I'm gonna get there because they're human.
Right.
They're regular dudes that just stick to certain habits, faith, principle, and just act in it. And they're no different than you and me. The problem is that social media shows that this persona that they're super smart, IQ this, intelligent, great. Like, dude, it's not like that. Nobody has to figure it out. We all have dirt. We all mess up. We all have something that we're ashamed of. And I think a lot of people, they hide that stuff. And that's why comparison, sometimes it kills people. It kills me sometimes because I look at people, I'm like, crap, I'm just not like that, dude. I mess up. I make mistakes. I'm an idiot. I'm kind of dumb. I'm not very smart academically. So, and then I look at these people pretending they have a perfect life when they actually don't. So that's the tricky part with social too, social media.
Yeah. I agree.
But anyway, Iyaji, what's I know we talked a lot about a lot of things today. I appreciate you the time in the conversation. What is the last message from Iyaji to the audience that you can leave us with?
Last message for the audience.
From Iyaji. If you had one last message to give, what would that be?
I would say do the thing. Do the thing that is waiting on your dream list or to-do list or your notebook. The thing you've been telling or it's sitting on your wall right there. I want to do this thing by this date, the content. I want to start an Instagram page. I want to go back to lawyer school. I want to do the thing. The biggest thing that I realized when I was looking back on how far I came in my journey is I wanted to do certain things, but before that I didn't take action because I was afraid of my friends, my coworkers, all these things judging me. Oh, if I post this on social media, they're going to think I'm crazy. They're going to call me weird, all these things. They are. They're going to say you're changing. That's the point. Yes, you are changing. You aren't the same person. So the thing you want to do is going to push you in a better life. So just do it. They're going to criticize you. They're going to talk bad about you, bro. But a year from now, 6 months from now, you're going to be way more proud you did the thing. Great example, the last thing I'll say is this content stuff, bro. Like, I still do solar. I mean, Ben, you did solar with me, right? And I stopped content for a while, bro. And I started going into like the solar 9 to 5 thing. I just go to work, I sell, come back, go to sleep. I wasn't doing my true purpose, which was making content, talking about my story.
Dude, you have a big purpose on you, bro. Big purpose on you.
I appreciate it, bro. Yeah. And to wrap this up, I just felt myself, I was losing myself because I was going into this other world and I was partying way more. I was doing these things like, dude, when I first got into solar, I was posting content all the time. I was talking about my story, and then I got influenced by the masses, bro, and I lost myself. And now I'm back. And I'm not going back to sticking to just, I just go to work and I just sell stuff. No. I know my purpose, bro. God put me here for a reason. I'm going to do the thing. I'm doing the thing, and I'm telling you guys to do the thing. Stick to it. Do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to be proud of yourself when you do it. So that's it.
I appreciate you, bro. And dude, if there's anything that Hunter and I, me, myself, right now that I'm talking to you, like, dude, reach out. I know how lonely it can be. Like, you're surrounded by a group of guys that are just salesmen. And, like, you're different just by what you want to do, which is social media entrepreneur. Pretty sure you don't have a lot of friends that do that right now. And it's like hanging out with guys that work in 9 to 5, but you're, like, wanting to go a different route. And it's like they're always pulling you over because that's where you're around. So that's one of the reasons Hunter and I were like, dude, I know 2 things. If we stay close to God, we're going to win. And if we stay close to each other, we're going to win. There's a lot of power in proximity. So, dude, reach out if there's anything I can do for you and be a resource for your life. Because I do know that it can, people slow down because you don't hang out with people that are doing the same thing that you, I would assume, right?
No, it's just me.
You know, so it does. You are living against the odds. That's just the reality. You talk a lot about energy of people. You have people that have a completely different energy that you don't have. You know, and I can relate to that because I think we're doing something very similar.
Yeah.
And we've been doing something very similar for a long time as well. So, dude, I mean, if there's anything I can do for you, and I mean it, I'm not just saying like, oh yeah, dude, reach out. Like I actually mean it.
Yeah.
I've been
Dude,
able
no.
to truly
I'm
get to
down.
know you more now, and I think you have a phenomenal story and message that, dude, personally, I would like to see more of it.
Yeah.
And I think the world would benefit a lot of it more too.
That's real, bro. No, I appreciate you,
So,
man. Yeah, dog. One thing I have been doing for the last, I'd say 4 months, 3 months, that's really kind of helped me propel back into getting more into my content and purpose is I do have someone who's in Minnesota right now who does content and we'll do weekly calls. So if there's a way we could do like a Sunday call or a Monday call, something like that. For 20 minutes, we talk about our goals, our ambitions for the
oh, dude,
week,
I'm down.
what we're doing, bro, and then critique each other as well, because that's what I do with my buddy. But he's in a whole different niche. He's talking about dating and stuff like that. He's a coach, but it still helps me stay locked in, dude. I'm 100% down if you're down.
Dude, you know, it's funny. One of the guys that works with us, because we believe in proximity so much, he's our setter. And he's kind of like my right hand, bro. Like, I'm nothing without this dude. Like, I'm
Word.
so emotional. He's like super logical. We're like yin and yang type of thing.
Mm.
And we told him, like, dude, we were hitting, like, we're killing in business last year. And I'm like, dude, we need you again. Like, just move in with us, dude. I've never met this guy in person. It's always been through like social media, like video calls, and he's living with us. It's the three of us here. We wake up, work, and freaking go to the gym and go to church, God, and train and work every day. And he's the coolest thing in the world, dude. It's
That's
like the
dope.
coolest thing in the world. And dude, I'm down. With these guys, we do something called inventory every Sunday that we just talk about the week, what we learn, what we're struggling with, and we critique each other and things we can improve on, but we also compliment each other. So Hunter gets back on Thursday. So, dude, yeah, let's do it. If there's any way I
Yeah.
can support you, we can support you. I'm all for it.
Yeah, bro. I'm down. I'm with it. Sundays are the day where it's the reset, plan the
Yeah.
week. So I love to join, man.
Okay. Iyaji, I appreciate you guys. This is a great episode. Share it with one of your friends if you feel they can benefit from it. If you have any questions, reach out to me, Iyaji. And if you have questions for something that we can talk over the show, just post it on my personal Instagram or coming down in the show. So anyway, much love. Take care, brother. See you guys
All right,
later.
bro. Catch you later.